Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're focusing on something really fundamental: how to understand and actually use your strengths effectively.
Yeah, think of it as like unlocking a better way to perform, feel more satisfied, and, just achieve more success overall.
Exactly. And for this, we've really cast a wide net.
We have. We looked at articles from Claude, Gemini, Perplexity, Copilot, Grok, plus a big analysis piece, pulling together lots of different experts and research. So a real mix of viewpoints.
A proper deep dive. And our mission today really is pretty straightforward. We want to give you practical, actionable ways to figure out your natural talents and
Mhm.
then use them strategically so you can hit your goals and, importantly, feel more energized doing it.
Right. That energy piece is key.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Where do we even start? How do you actually know what your strengths are?
Well, the first thing is identification, obviously.
Hmm.
But it's important to get that a strength isn't just, something you're decent at. Some of the sources really emphasize this. It's about activities that give you energy and lead to really great results. There's a feeling that goes with it.
That's a great distinction. It's not just a skill list.
Right.
So, okay, how do we find these things, these energizing abilities?
There are a few main ways our sources suggest. Uh, Self-reflection is huge. Just thinking back, when did you feel really engaged, really effective?
Okay.
Then there's feedback. Asking people you trust, mentors, colleagues, friends, they often spot strengths we overlook in ourselves.
That's true. We can be blind to our own talents sometimes.
Totally. And then you've got the more formal routes like assessments, things like Clifton Strengths or the VIA Character Strengths Survey.
Ah, yeah, I've heard of those. They give you detailed reports, right?
Exactly. They provide a framework, a language for understanding your sort of dominant talents or character strengths. Worth looking into if you want something structured.
Makes sense. And what about that concept of flow? I remember reading about that state where you just get lost in something.
Oh, absolutely. Flow is a massive clue.
Yeah.
When time just disappears because you're so immersed, that's often a sign you're smack in the middle of the strength zone. Using those natural talents just pulls you in.
So pay attention to when you lose track of time. That's a good signpost.
Definitely. And also look for patterns, recurring successes. What things do you consistently nail, almost without thinking too hard?
Things that feel easy to us but maybe aren't for others.
Precisely.
Yeah,
And there's also this thing called the reflected best self-exercise. Did you come across that?
I did, yeah. What's the gist of that one?
It's pretty neat, actually. You ask people who know you well to tell you stories about when you were at your absolute best.
Okay.
And then you look for common themes in those stories. It helps you see your strengths through the eyes of others and understand the positive impact you have. It's less about what you do, more about how you shine.
I like that. Seeing the impact. Okay, so we've got ways to identify them: reflection, feedback, assessments, flow, patterns, RBS. But knowing isn't enough, is it?
Not at all. That's just step one. The real magic happens when you start intentionally applying them.
Yeah. Right. How do we do that?
Well, the sources really stress being active about it. Looking for opportunities, big or small, every single day.
So not waiting for the perfect project to land in your lap.
Exactly. And one really practical idea is something called task crafting.
Task crafting. Tell me more.
It's basically looking at your current tasks, your existing responsibilities, and figuring out how you can tweak them, even slightly,
Mhm.
to bring in more of your strengths.
Ah, I see. So you reshape the job a bit to fit you better rather than just doing it the standard way.
Precisely. It's about injecting your talents into what you already do, and crucially, linking this to your goals.
Okay, how does that work?
Well, if you align your strengths with what you're trying to achieve personally or professionally, you naturally get more motivated, more effective,
Makes sense. You're using your best tools for the job you actually want to do.
right? And it also means being proactive, looking for roles or projects where your strengths will really shine. Don't just accept what comes. Seek out the right fit.
Be strategic about where you put your energy. And this isn't just good for the individual, right?
Uh,
Your teams benefit too.
Hugely. Our sources consistently point out that teams are way more effective when people are operating in their strength zones.
Yeah.
Think about it. Everyone's contributing their best work, feeling energized. That lifts the whole team's performance. It's a win-win.
Okay, that makes total sense. Now, here's a question. Are these strengths set in stone, or can we, level them up?
Great question. And the answer is a definite no. They're not fixed. The consensus is strong.
Mhm.
Strengths need development.
Okay.
Through practice, learning, getting new experiences, you can absolutely refine and enhance them. like any skill, really.
So it's an ongoing process, not just find it and forget it.
Exactly. You've got to nurture them.
So what does that look like? What kind of activities help develop a strength?
Well, things like targeted training, for one,
Mm-hmm.
or finding a mentor who's really strong in that area and learning from them, taking on challenging assignments, things that push you just outside your comfort zone, using that strength. That's where growth happens.
Right, stretching yourself.
And an important point that came up, focus on building supporting skills around your core strengths, rather than pouring all your energy into fixing weaknesses.
Ah, interesting. So don't ignore weaknesses entirely, but maybe focus on getting good enough there while really amplifying the strengths.
Exactly. Like the example given, if you're super creative but maybe a bit disorganized, developing some basic organizational skills will actually boost your creativity, makes it more effective.
That makes a lot of sense. Play to your strengths, but shore them up a bit. What about mindset? Does that play a role?
Oh, definitely. The idea of a growth mindset came up repeatedly. Believing your abilities aren't fixed, that you can develop them, that's crucial.
Great, because if you think you're just born with it, you won't try to improve.
Precisely. A growth mindset helps you see challenges as opportunities to get better. And that leads to deliberate practice, really focusing your effort on improving that specific strength.
Okay, so identify, apply intentionally, develop continuously. What about how our strengths fit in with other people's in teams and stuff?
Yeah, collaboration is key. The sources highlighted the value of building a network with people who have different complementary strengths.
So don't just hang out with people exactly like you.
Right. The strongest teams, the most innovative ones, they bring together diverse abilities. Everyone covers for each other's weaker spots and amplifies the collective power.
Makes sense. Synergy, right?
Exactly. And things like cross-training or mentoring relationships within a team can really help everyone understand and leverage those different strengths better.
Got it. Now, this might sound weird, but is it possible to overuse a strength? Like too much of a good thing?
It's a really, really important point, and yes, absolutely. Several sources warned about this.
Really? How does that work?
Well, a strength used excessively or in the wrong situation can actually become a liability. Think of someone whose strength is decisiveness. If they overuse it, they might come across as impulsive or steamroll over others without listening. Or someone strong in analysis might overthink things and get stuck paralysis by analysis.
Ah, I see. So the strength itself isn't bad, but the application could be misjudged?
Precisely. This is where self-awareness is absolutely critical. You need to be able to recognize, okay, maybe this situation calls for a different approach, or am I leaning too hard on this strength right now? It's about balance.
Finding that sweet spot. Okay. And what about talking about our strengths? How does communication fit in?
It's vital. Being open and transparent about your strengths with your team, your manager, it helps enormously.
Oh, so?
Well, it leads to better task allocation, for starters. People know what you excel at and enjoy doing. It also helps build trust and understanding within the team.
So don't be shy about what you bring to the table.
Exactly. And also actively seek feedback on how you're using your strengths. Are they having the intended impact? Could you apply them differently? That feedback loop is crucial for refinement.
Right, like that reflected best self exercise involves feedback too.
It does. It all ties together. Know yourself, use your strengths, get feedback, adjust.
Okay, makes sense. So, as we get towards wrapping up, how do we make focusing on strengths less of a one-off exercise and more, part of the daily routine, part of the system?
Integration is the key word here. Make it normal.
How?
Well, for instance, talk about strengths in performance reviews, in development plans. Make it an explicit part of how performance and growth are discussed.
Formalize it a bit.
Right. And also celebrate the wins. When you or the team achieve something because strengths were applied effectively, acknowledge that.
Wow.
Recognize it.
Why is that important?
It reinforces the behavior.
Yeah.
Boosts motivation. It shows that focusing on strengths actually leads to positive results. And maybe even share those successes. Share your expertise. It can inspire others.
That's a great point. Celebrating reinforces the value. What about our personal environment, the systems we set up for ourselves?
It's super important. Surround yourself, if you can, with people and resources that complement or enhance your strengths. Build a supportive network.
Okay.
And create habits and routines that make it easier to use your strengths. Maybe habit stacking, linking using a strength to something you already do, or designing your workspace perhaps to better suit how you work best.
Little tweaks to make it flow naturally.
Exactly. And maybe even track the impact. If you apply strength X to goal Y, what happens? Seeing that progress can be really motivating.
Building a whole ecosystem around your strengths. Love that. But, the world changes fast. How do our strengths stay relevant?
Adaptability is non-negotiable. Strengths aren't static tools for static situations.
Right.
You need to be willing to adapt how you apply them to new challenges, different contexts. Maybe learn skills adjacent to your core strengths to broaden their applicability.
So constantly learning and evolving how you use them.
Yes. And seeking out stretch opportunities. Chances to use your strength in unfamiliar settings. That really tests and develops them. And keep learning. Books, podcasts like Gallup's Theme Thursdays that was mentioned, keep feeding your understanding.
Continuous learning, continuous adaptation. It's a dynamic process.
It really is. And one final piece that underpins all of this, reflection.
Just taking time to think about it all.
Exactly. Regularly stepping back and asking yourself, how am I using my strengths? Is it working? What could I do differently?
Like a personal check-in?
Precisely. Maybe keep a journal, use voice memos, whatever works for you. Capture those insights. One source mentioned the healthy pause, just taking a breath before jumping in with your default strength to check if it's really the best approach right now.
That pause prevents the overuse we talked about.
It helps, yeah. It allows for that moment of objective assessment.
So it really is this ongoing cycle. Identify, apply, develop, collaborate, balance, communicate, integrate, adapt, reflect.
Wow. It sounds like a lot, but it boils down to being intentional, really. Intentionally knowing, using, and growing what you naturally do best. That's the path to being more effective and, frankly, more fulfilled.
And that's really what we aim to unpack today, pulling together all those different insights to give you, the listener, those concrete strategies. So here's a final thought to maybe chew on. Think about one area of your life, maybe work, maybe something else, where you feel like you could be doing better, be more effective. Now, consider your strengths, the things that energize you. How could you apply just one of those strengths, perhaps in a new way this week? Just try it, see what happens, what kind of aha moment might you have?
Great question to end on.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.